Ghana has really made me a better all around person because the level of thinking and compassion that I've developed here has changed. The level of understanding has changed. It's not that I didn't have it, right? But I think, before I came here, I was one of those black people who's like, oh, everybody want to go to Africa and everybody wants to go to Ghana and we're not even from Ghana. But the difference between Ghana is that everything up until sex is not included in cheating here, including kissing, touching, dating, entertaining, texting, whatever. Whereas in the US, we understand this thing of like cheating emotionally. That's not a concept here. So when I first got with him, he was a 10th trip to Ghana.
Yep.
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I come every 2 or 3 months. Since 2019, I've been coming every 2 or 3 months before the year of return kicked off.
What makes you feel like Ghana is the best place for you to start your African journey? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name Me, Myself, and I. Epic it was. Remember to like and share to this amazing video. Today I'm here with this amazing, beautiful queen right here.
African Waistline. So I do go by Sunshine, but my Instagram, everything is African Waistline. I'm originally from the US and I'm here in Ghana with Mr. Epic today. So I was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, which is a historically black city in the US. I currently live in Houston and then now I'm in Ghana. So funny enough, I've been traveling to Ghana. I typically come every 2 or 3 months for the past 4 years, but I've been here since April now. 10th trip to Ghana.
Yep.
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I come every 2 or 3 months. Since 2019, I've been coming every 2 or 3 months before the year of return kicked off.
Wow. So you were even ahead of it.
I was ahead of it.
Wow. So when are you deciding to stay in Ghana? Because you coming back and forth like that. When are you deciding to stay in Ghana?
Right now, I do love Ghana as a whole, but I also feel that there are other countries in Africa.
Okay.
So I would like to check out a few more places before I decide to make this my permanent home. But I do feel like if a black American or person of diaspora really wants to get their feet wet and get a feel for Africa, Ghana is what I call entry-level Africa, and it's very good to start here.
What makes you feel like Ghana is the best place for you to start your African journey?
I think that so based on the history of how Ghana came to be, there's been a long understanding of the diaspora participating here. Now, I do feel like a lot of people come from outside and expect this like black nationalist, pan-Africanist, culturally aware country, and that's not the reality. But you do have your safety here. As a black person, I feel that a lot of us from the West, we haven't really had a certain upbringing that can really prepare us for Africa. So if you come to Ghana, although things can happen here, it's not like other countries where you have to be on your P's and Q's before you even enter. You have a place where it's safe enough that you might get scammed or you might get taken care of, but in general, the average Ghanaian will assist you, so you can start to learn if you plan to assimilate. Now, if you're just coming to Africa and you don't really plan to deal with locals or really get into the culture, you can go anywhere, but if you really want to get a feel for what it's like to be an African in America that has returned, Ghana is a great place to start.
Wow, Ghana is the best place to start.
Yeah, and then another thing I really like about Ghana, so I've been to Senegal. I spent a lot of time in Senegal. I spent some time in Togo, not that much, just for for my business.
Okay.
So when it comes to Ghana, I feel that you can get again, I've not been to other countries. I've only been to 3 countries in Africa, but the way that Ghana is made, you have so many different ethnic groups, you have so many different regions that you really can go to a different region and feel like you're in a different country every day, right? So Kumasi, Accra, Volta, Tamale, Bronga, Hafo. When you go to these different, you're in a different country, So it's like, although Ghana is one place, because it's so huge, and people don't really know the map is not drawn to scale. Ghana is huge.
Ghana is huge.
And even you go to the north, like you have a giant feel of what it's like to go to different places. So I think that it really prepares you for the diversity that's in Africa in a way that other places won't.
What is actually keeping you in Ghana and making you coming back to back to back, back to back to back, back to back to back, back to back to back?
Ghana has an energy that attracts you and it keeps you here. So when you understand this thing about being a human being, being an African, we're taught that, in the West, we're taught you can be what you want to be who you want to be. That's BS, right?
Yeah.
When you're born, you have a mission. And when you go towards your mission, you're rewarded. When you go away from your mission and you don't submit to that, you're not rewarded. Okay. So now in my place, I understand that there's a reason that I'm here in Ghana. And I'm slowly starting to uncover that. And so because I understand that I'm supposed to be here, that's what's keeping me here.
Wow.
If my spirit tells me, go to this place later, go to that place later, I'll go. Because a lot of us, before I came here, I was one of those black people who's like, oh, everybody want to go to Africa and everybody wants to go to Ghana and we're not even from Ghana and they sold. Well, I wasn't one of those they sold us. I wasn't one of them. I ain't gonna go that far. Let me back it up. But I wasn't like. Because those people be weird. I'm like, oh my God, no, don't embarrass us. But let me get back. Okay. So anyway, so when I came here, I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. This is it. I don't know why, but this is it. This is it. So yeah.
What will make you go out of Ghana and never return? What will make you go out?
A good marriage. Yes, if I find a nice husband somewhere, I will.
You understand my question?
You said what would make me go out of Ghana and not come back? Is that what you asked me?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, a good marriage. A good marriage will make me leave Ghana and go yes.
So a good marriage will let you go out of Ghana.
Yes, and not come back.
So if in Ghana, for instance, let me say in Ghana, when you get a good marriage, someone who understands you, someone who loves you for who you are, someone who cares about you, could let you stay in Ghana.
Sorry. Yes.
Marriage.
Yes. I've dated I would say I've had 2 relationships here. I've talked to guys here. I've entertained, met a lot of people, but actual relationships that I would claim outside. Actually, let me say 3. The first one doesn't count though, but I've had 3. So yeah, I've had relationships here. The first one was actually pretty good. The very first one was like a scam. That's funny. The second one was pretty good, but I just realized that we weren't very compatible. But a lot of that had to do with me not understanding the culture. And it doesn't mean that because you understand something you have to accept it, but I didn't understand it. And then the third one was like traumatizing and very ghetto, and I don't recommend.
Will you ever go back to your ex? Any of them?
Ghanaian?
Yeah. Will you ever go back to your ex with your Ghanaians? Any of them?
The one that was a scam and called me stupid. If he returned to Ghana, it would be a possibility depending on his growth. Anyone else, no, absolutely not.
The one who called you stupid.
No. The one that I said is like a scam. As stupid as it sounds, I would be willing to date him again. But the other one too, no.
The one that you said is a scam. If he is willing to come back, you still pick him up.
Yes.
Why?
I'm a very honest person. Okay, so one thing you'll notice.
Why will you take him back?
He
scammed you?
No, he didn't scam me. The relationship was a scam, but he didn't. Okay, let me say this. I did not understand that cheating is a giant thing here. And cheating is a giant thing everywhere. But the difference between Ghana is that everything up until sex is not included in cheating here, including kissing, touching, dating, entertaining, texting, whatever. Whereas in the US, we understand this thing of like cheating emotionally. That's not a concept here. So when I first got with him, he was emotionally cheating, and a woman from the US even flew to Ghana to have sex with him just to spite me. Yeah, it was very crazy. So
wow.
I've been through things in this country, but saying the reason I say I would take him back is because out of everyone, let me say this, I feel that some people, when exposed, they'll get it, right? Not that you have to invest in somebody's growth, but the version of me that I'm at now, right? If I meet him the same way, like he fits what I need here. And then the other part of that too is, like I say, I think that it's about exposure, right? So once you get this exposure, it'll help you to correct. Not that it's my job to help you correct. I'm not saying that, but I think that he would have stood a chance if he had just seen something else. That makes sense.
Wow. Has Ghana changed you in a way?
Even though it feels like I'm paying my dues, Ghana has really made me a better all-around person, because the level of thinking and compassion that I've developed here has changed. The level of understanding has changed. It's not that I didn't have it, right? But I think that it's expanded in a way, and this is why I say entry-level Africa, that there's some things that I could never even comprehend and that I have very strong opinions on. But then when I got here, I was like, okay, from this experience and from understanding the reality here, it shaped me in a way. It also made me appreciate a lot of the things that I didn't realize I had that were luxuries. It made me appreciate being a black woman in America, the right to speak and say what I want, even though that's debatable. It just made me very appreciative, right? And it made me expand as a mother. So I think that's one thing that I'd never see people talk on. Coming to Ghana made me a better mother, 1,000%.
Wow, 1,000%.
One problem I noticed with us at home, and I'm not saying that Ghana is perfect, but we have this very bad habit of not knowing how to accept people. We don't accept you, and that's not always a bad thing. We draw too many boundaries. We're more on like the extreme opposite, and then Ghana's on the extreme opposite, right? So for a lot of the times with us, like, we don't really know how to stick together no matter what, as long as you're not wrong, right? We have so many different politics as to how we decide whether or not this person belongs and we support them. And when you come to Ghana, and even if you don't like the person, you work with them, even if they're not from the same ethnic group, it's not that people work together for the common good here, but the culture is a lot more accepting, but it's also like opposite, if you get what I'm saying. Everything has a but also. But so when you come here and you, like, for example, right, let's say you're Christian, you're Muslim, you're polygamous, you're a Hebrew Israelite. I know there's a lot of people who here are Israelites, you're a traditionalist, whatever your thing is, right? There's so many different things. You're Pan-Africanist, you're not woke at all. When you get here, by the fact that you're a foreigner in Africa, you have to learn how to understand that you're in these people's place. Even though we are Africans by descent, we're not Africans here, right? Some of us are not African mentally, and that includes people who are here. Some of us are born in Africa, some of us have Africa born in us. So when you come here, and you remove this fairy tale romanticizes a Roman antique version of how we believe in Africa should be, you really get the best. And so that's something that will help you when you go home, because when you see your community, right, the one thing that really like made me that helped me from being in Ghana is I gained a giant respect for Black American people, because we are solvers. When we have a problem, we try to fix it. Now, we have all our different nuances within the culture, which is why I say being here teaches you how to accept everybody, whether you support them or not. Accept, but you start getting a lot of respect for what we did, because you see, like, sometimes we would feel like people like to believe we don't have culture, we don't have this, we don't have that, which is not true. But when you go back home after staying in Ghana for a long time, you start to see Black people in a beautiful light. You start to really appreciate what it is to be a Black American, or even Caribbean, West Indian, however you want to call you, or even person that Jamaican, whatever. But specifically being a Black American from the real South, like one of those who really from the culture, like the way I am, bro, I just started loving my people. And that's something that I don't think that, I won't say I wouldn't have got there, but I definitely wouldn't have been able to get there as soon, and especially the whole concept of loving all our people without being in Ghana. Because it's just not something that the reality that prepares you for is not. So yeah.
Wow. I have so many questions to ask you, and I don't. Yeah, of course you can drink it. I have so many questions to ask you and all that, but
it's fine.
No, come on.
This is why we wear real cotton. You feel me? Because we can wash it. We don't wear fake things. It's made in Ghana, so I can wash it by hand. It'll be fine.
Come on. Okay. Anyway, I'm so glad that we're having this amazing, discussion and all that.